Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. This is Jamie from Made My Art and Design Experience, and today we are going to do a hipster animal collage. The materials that you need for this project are markers or colored pencils. You can choose from any of the Zentangle designs that we have on our website. The link is in the comments. We'll also have 3 different sizes of hipster glasses coloring pages. You need a stick of glue, you need either cardboard, a canvas, or I would say a thicker piece of paper for your base, and either a newspaper or an old book, something that you don't mind ripping up. The first step today is going to be to go through either the newspaper to find some pages that are mostly black and white, or you can go through a book. You can take any page you want, and we're gonna start ripping them up, okay? So I'm going to start here. Now, the reason we're ripping and not cutting is because when you rip a piece of paper, it's gonna give you really cool texture on the edges. So you're just gonna rip. I would recommend ripping bigger pages, otherwise you'll be here all day. If you have a newspaper and you find a cool black and white image, like this guy here, rip it out. It doesn't have to be just text, but it should be only black and white. I've torn up enough pieces of paper to cover my entire board. As you can see, I've found some pages that were more black than they were white. If you haven't done that, but you feel like you think you're gonna like that look, go tear more paper. This should look however you want it to look, but I would stick within the realm of black and white because when we get to our Zentangle animals, these are gonna be really bright and colorful, so we want there to be a contrast between the coloring page and the background. As you're gluing these down, you can overlap the edges because once we've got the whole board covered, we can just take our scissors and we can just cut around so that we have a clean edge. Now we're ready to glue, so you can get your glue stick. If you have Mod Podge at home, I would recommend taking a brush and using that. It's going to be messier, but the paper is gonna stick a little bit better. I'm gonna use the glue stick for now, just so you can see how it looks. The edges of the paper might come up a little bit, but that's actually pretty cool. I think that it's gonna give us some really cool shadows on the project. So if you don't have Mod Podge, no worries. We're all in this together. So if you're anything like me, you've made a really big mess with the glue and with the paper, so please clean up your area, go put the paper in the recycling bin, and wash your hands before we move over to the coloring portion of our project. So if you haven't already, now is the time where you should go to the link in our comments and download your Zentangle animal. If you don't see anything that you like on there, you can try and Google a large image. You just want to make sure that whatever animal you come up with has 2 eyes. So it's not a portrait of an animal, it's the full face of the animal. Because at the end, we're gonna put some glasses on the animal, and we wanna make sure that there are 2 eyes to put those glasses over. Now, I know that I don't need to explain to everybody how to color this in. You can do it at whatever speed you'd like. Coloring these in sometimes takes quite a bit of time. So if you want to start this project today or now and then put it to the side, eat lunch, come back to it later or tomorrow, go for it. I'm gonna color this all now. I'm gonna speed it up, you're gonna watch me. And one thing that I want you to notice is how I am filling in chunks of the coloring page with a solid color. That's gonna keep me from taking hours and hours to color this in. I know that times are a little crazy right now, so if this is therapeutic for you and you just wanna color the whole thing, bit by bit a different color, be my guest. Please send me the picture because I'm always impressed by the art that's shared with me. So there you have it. This is my blue-breasted Zentangle owl. As you can see, I've already cut him out. And I don't know if you can tell from the video. Normally when I cut things out, I like to leave a little bit of white space around the edges. So why don't you go ahead and cut out your Zentangle animal, making sure that you leave just a little bit of space of white. So now that you've cut your animal out, why don't we get back to our background collage? What you can do is take whatever you use as the background, you can flip it over and take your scissors and you could just cut off the excess paper so that when we turn it back over, we have a nice clean edge. All right, so at this point, we are going to attach our animal onto our background. If you do have Mod Podge, now would be the point where you would put an entire coat over this background. Don't worry if you don't have it, but if you do, you want to do it now, because if you've used markers on your coloring page and you try and put Mod Podge on top of it, your colors are going to start getting smudged. So we won't put the Mod Podge over that, only on the background portion. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to decide where I want my blue-breasted owl to go, and I think, let's see, do I want to do sideways? No, I think that way. You could put him in the middle, you could put him in the corner. I think I'm gonna glue him on right there, just a little bit off to the right of the center. So we'll get our glue. And I'm gonna stick this guy right on. So same as before when you were gluing on the paper, if any of the edges are still sticking up, you can just take your glue stick and add a little bit extra glue to the edges. Et voila. We're almost done with our collage. One of the last steps is to get the glasses on. We're gonna take our animals to the ophthalmologist. They're gonna pick out a new pair of glasses. I have opted for the classic Wayfarer style. You can take a look on what I have on the files page. There are 3 different sizes. Some of the animal heads are bigger than the others, so you're just gonna have to maybe print it out or figure out which one is best for you. I've labeled them small, medium, large, so you can choose from that way. So what we're gonna do first is color in the glasses. I've decided to go with a classic black frame, but you make that frame whatever color you're feeling today. If you have some glitter paint and you want to put some, or glitter glue and you want to put some glitter glue on them, go for it. We're not going to do glitter in here today. All right, and now for the tough part. We got to cut these glasses out. So as you can see, I've already singled out the pair that I'm gonna put on my owl. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna cut out around the outside of the frame. Okay, so at this point, we have to do one of the hardest steps. So kids, if you're watching and you feel like you need help, go ahead and ask an adult. And this is the best way to cut out the centers. You're going to gently curve the glass in half and you're gonna make a little snip. You can stick the edge of your scissors in there and you can cut around the edge. You wanna be really super careful because that edge is gonna be pretty thin. And remember what I said about leaving a white border. If that's easier for you, then just do it that way. It's easier for me. So now we have our glasses cut out. We're gonna make sure that they fit, that they're the right size. Yes, yes, love that oversized look. If you have some white spots left, you can get your marker, you can color them in. Last but not least, we're going to get our glue stick. You want to be really careful. You don't want to put too much, you don't want to pull too hard because you could pull those glasses right in half if it gets stuck. If it gets stuck to your hand, you just want to do this very carefully and gently. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to stick these little hipster glasses on. Parents, you might want to help out with this because it might be a little hard for teeny hands. All right. And there we have it, our hipster blue-breasted owl collage. As always, the very last step is to find a spot and sign your name. I'm gonna do it over here where I have some white space. Put your initials or your name and the year. All right, so that's it for our project today. I hope you come back and check and see what else we have tomorrow and for next week. We're really grateful for your support. If you guys want to order some art-to-go kits for your home, you can check our website, madeartstudio.com/shop. We miss you, and we hope to see you back in the studio soon. Bye.